Are we set?
I see thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Oh, you do? I didn't see that. Okay, thank you. Good evening, all. We are going to start the board meeting. Our meetings start at, public portion of our meeting start at 7:30. The board will be going in executive session now. We're going to dispense with the Pledge of Allegiance. We will do that at 7:30. We will be in executive session until about 7:30, at which point we will come out and do the public meeting. Can I have a motion to go into, I know, but I don't have it. Before we take a motion to go into executive session, I'm going to take the attendance to make sure we have a quorum. Trustee Quintanilla?
Present.
Trustee Wilson?
Present.
Trustee Keynes? Present. Vice President Ewing?
Present.
And I, Robert Troiano, am present. We have a quorum of 5. Trustee Bowling expects to be here about 8:30, and I'm not expecting Trustee Dickerson to join us. May I now have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Then moved by Trustee Quintanilla. We have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Wilson. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Keynes? Aye. Vice President Ewing?
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries. We will meet for the board, our meeting in the library. Thank you. Everybody looking at me. We're going to call the meeting, back to order again. The board actually started at about 6:25. We opened the meeting, and then we went into executive session. We took attendance at that point, and at that point, all the trustees you see here now, Trustee Quintanilla, Trustee Wilson, Trustee Keynes, Vice President Ewing, and myself, were all in attendance at that point. Dr. Dickerson will not be joining us this evening, although we expect Trustee Bowling to arrive shortly. We dispensed with the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance at the earlier meeting because we wanted you to have a chance to hear have a presentation of colors by our junior ROTC, and we're going to do that in just a second. I'm going to ask the board to get up from your seats and join me in the audience, and then we're going to get another special treat, a second special treat for the evening, to hear the first assemblage, or maybe the second assemblage, of a district-wide choir. The first time was in front of some 30,000 screaming, nutty Met fans. And you all did us proud, I want you to say. So if you weren't there last Tuesday night, September 12th, you get a chance to hear them now. They are spectacular. It'll be a real treat. So board members, can I ask you all to join me in the audience? And we're going to ask Master Chief Caraballo to present arms with the junior ROTC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Westbury Dragon Harmonics. The Westbury Dragon Harmonics is a group of talented scholars made up of elementary, middle, and high school. They came together in a matter of days. You would never think that. But I'm not surprised because they had two amazing educators to work with them, Ms. Viviana Amaya and Mr. Jonathan Fulcher. You guys are absolutely amazing, and you represent the pride of our school district. You sang your heart out at the Mets game, and you didn't realize that there were fireworks behind you and people salute. Yeah, you didn't, I don't know why you didn't see that video. I have to make sure you guys see the video. It was absolutely amazing to see baseball players, professional baseball players, salute you all and just be proud of what it is that you've done. And I also want to thank the NJROTC. We can't forget them for standing at attention. And again, coming together in a matter of days, I remember speaking to our district-wide chair for fine arts, Ms. Keaveney, and I said, can you put together a group for me? And she did, and she delivered. So I want to thank you, our district-wide chair, for all that you've done to help put this together and make this possible, how elementary and secondary can come together and harmonize. Mr. President, I think we have something for them, correct? Well, wait, before you go there, I'll take care of that. I know that you would like to say something to our Dragon Harmonics and their families, and I'm going to grab that.
That was my signal, huh? You know, in ways you can't understand just yet. You have to wait till maybe your parents, but you bring so much pride to me and all the Board of Education. I know that they're beaming now, and I saw their faces when you were singing at Citi Field, and it was just amazing. And Mr. Fulcher, I don't know how it was that just when they were singing in the rocket's red glare, the red fireworks went off at exactly that moment. But you have brought so much pride for all of us, and it's amazing that you've been in existence for all of now 10 days, and you sound like you've been doing this for all your lives. So on behalf of the Board of Education and the entire Westbury community, we want to thank you and congratulate you and tell you that we are just proud of how you made Westbury look on Tuesday, September 12th, and again tonight. Thank you so much. And we've got certificates for you that are being passed out now by the superintendent, and we're trying to follow an order, huh?
But it's easier if I give it to you to pass out to the scholars, or do we have time to call them up one by one?
I think they deserve. We don't have time to call them up by one by one, but they deserve to be called up one by one. So let's do it. But before we do that, I didn't mean to overlook the junior ROTC, and I'm sorry that you always do us proud, and I've had the honor of being with you not just at school events, but town events, and you always bring great honor to the Westbury School District. Thank you as well. And we have certificates for you too.
So I think it'll take us just a couple of minutes, and I am going to ask the fabulous Miss Amaya and the fantastic Mr. Fulcher to help out with this one. Mia Izaguirre. Izaguirre. It's important to pronounce names correctly. Mia Izaguirre. Izaguirre. Mia Izaguirre. You're welcome. Angela Mungia. She here? Oh. Come on down, Angela. Skylis Randall. Thank you. Skylis Randall? Yes. Okay. Genesis Ramirez Herrera.
Oh, she didn't come to
Okay.
me. I'll give it to her. Thank you. She's here.
Catalea Maldonado. Jamie Mendez. Brianna Torres. Jamie? Aisha Sadiq. Siddiqui. Aisha Siddiqui. And I remember you telling me, Siddiqui. I remember you, Aisha Siddiqui. I remember you saying that you were nervous, and then I saw you on the Jumbotron singing your heart out. Go ahead, Aisha. Brianna Ordonis. Brianna Thomas. Emily Jacobo. Carrington James. Valeria? Valeria? Valeria Carreras. Gabrielle Logan. Olivia Bradley. Alexandra Bonilla. Sanaa Galloway Monteque. Sanaa. Sanaa Galloway Monteque. Olivia Hellman. Izagiri. Daniel Izagiri. Adana John. Adana John. Y'all need to spell this phonetically for me.
I do that.
I know I got this one right. Skyla Mason. My daughter's name is Skyla.
Awesome. Shikanya.
Shakanya Alexis. Savannah Bradley. Dante Brown. Yes, Dante. Jayla Humphrey. Abigail LeBrun. Shaylee Jara Salas. Hara Salas. Shaylee Hara Salas. Akemi Vargas. Mario Aguilar Alfaro. Mario Aguilar Alfaro. McDaphne Prezu. Ratmika Villard. Ratmika Villard. And Melanie Lewis. Congratulations to each and every one of you. But we can't forget their wonderful music director. So we ask Jonathan Fulcher and Viviana Amaya to please accept your award of appreciation. I don't know how to take this picture. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay, quick, because we still have, the NJROTC and other groups.
You have to blow.
Blow, you know how you do it. And as they are gathering, Master Chief, I ask that you please bring the NJROTC, who led us into the national anthem at Citi Field to please come forward.
That's her daughter. She's cute as a drag queen, yeah. And her oldest is a senior at high school. Her middle is a senior at high school, and her oldest is in college.
We also would like to acknowledge members of the NJROTC who always represent our school district well, and they did not disappoint at Citi Field for Westbury Day at Citi Field during the Mets game. Not only did the NJROTC come through, they did a marvelous job. Also, at our convocation on August 30th, where we welcome our staff, faculty, and administrators back to school, our NJROTC led us once again the Pledge of Allegiance. We're so proud of them. We're so proud, Master Chief. We're so proud, Chief Amarajan, that we would like to also acknowledge the members. So why don't you guys stay up there, because there might be a whole group picture. Natalie Quesada. Vanessa Najera. I need help. Anthony Pena. You're welcome. Jasmine Guevara. Kevin Rivas. Catherine Guerra. Catherine. And Estrella Venegas. Natalie Quesada once again for convocation. Vanessa Najera once again for convocation. And Catherine Gomez. Welcome. Is Chardonnay here? Chardonnay, come on. Of course, our cadets are led by two fantastic patriotic gentlemen who we owe a debt of service to here in the school district for all that they do. Command Master Chief William Caraballo, we thank you so much for all that you do. Wait, one more. Wait. Master Chief. Yeah. And we also want to thank Chief Amarajan for all that you do, for your commitment and dedication for both the convocation and Citi Field. I think board members, you can get in here, and this can be a nice little group picture. I think board members, you can get in with the ROTC, yes. I'm coming. There's more. The gentleman who threw out the first pitch, when they leave. You want to, yeah, we can bring everyone back. Yeah.
Let's reset.
While we are all going back to our seats, again, we talked about leadership and the importance of leadership. Without hesitation, this young, oh, I don't want to, oh, nope, that's important. I wouldn't be surprised if you all get invitations to sing the national anthem throughout the community and beyond. I wouldn't be surprised. Good job. Awesome. I would also like to acknowledge one of our leaders who, again, was just committed to making sure that our City Field Day was exceptional in terms of showcasing our talent. Nydia Keaveney. I know, she had no idea. Thank you so much for all that you do, for working on weekends, texting everyone, and organizing and arranging this. You are a rock star. So part of what, is the PTA here? Okay, PTA, please stand up. Because I'd like to also acknowledge the PTA for being our partner. For being yes, they deserve a standing ovation. Give it up for PTA. For just being an amazing group, for being our partner and making sure everything went well last week. But I'm going to ask Tiffany Blair if she would just come up with Mr. Troiano and myself for this next recognition. She had no idea I was calling her up. She'll kill me later. I know. I'll pay for it later.
Okay, I'm not prepared.
I know you're not. That's okay. Okay. So part of the opportunity we had at Citi Field was to not only have our students sing the national anthem, but we also had an opportunity for someone to throw out the first pitch. Okay, you want to say? No, go ahead. Okay. To throw out the first pitch. We held a lottery via social media. People applied to, ticket holders applied to have the opportunity to throw out the first pitch, and I believe it was a fair process. We had a little wheel and everyone's name was submitted in the wheel, and lo and behold, thank you, Laser, for doing that for us, making sure it was a fair process. But lo and behold, one of our star baseball players was selected randomly, and his name is Jonathan Cruz. So when his name was pulled, Tiffany Blair said, I know him, he's a great baseball player. And I'm like, really? And so we called Jonathan, and he was stunned. He had no idea his name would be selected because his mom submitted his name, who's here with us. And a little bit about Jonathan. Jonathan was our MVP player for varsity baseball, and he's also all county. Think we picked the right one?
So Jonathan, I want you to know I am just so envious of you. I am a Met fan since they started, and I throw a pretty mean curveball, I want you to know. But you threw a fastball that almost eluded your dad. And Mr. Cruz, I was sweating for you because I know you didn't want to have a pass ball with your son pitching, right? So congratulations to you. The entire board was just so delighted when we heard that it was you that won. And we're looking forward to you throwing out the first pitch at Citi Field in a real game for the New York Mets. So and looking for even better things, we want to give you this certificate of our appreciation for you. Thank you. And you can stay there. And then I just want to say about Tiffany, I want to thank, is this mic okay? I want to thank Tiffany and all the other PTA moms and dads that were working. But Tiffany was working so hard to make sure everybody got their ticket. And there was over 350 people to track and follow and make sure they got their ticket. She was so focused on everybody else that she forgot to bring her own ticket to Citi Field and had to walk in backwards to get in. So, Tiffany, we appreciate all you gave to this and the fact that you put other people first before you and made this a really successful night. And I don't know what you're going to do for next year, but we're expecting even better things from you soon. We're going to put the pressure on you. Uh-oh.
We got something, right? So this is just another example when PTA and school district work together, the entire community benefits. This is a great example. I'd like for Mr. Cruz to please stand, because Jonathan could have picked anyone to be his back catcher. I went to the high school to see him, and he said, "I want my dad." You want to say something? All right. Thank you, Mr. Cruz. Thank you, Mrs. Cruz, for giving us Jonathan, and thank you for just submitting his name where we get to highlight our very best. And I know the Mets saw you throughout that pitch, because some of them were on the field watching you. So good luck in everything, and we thank you all so very much, and give our best to Brandon, your son, your other son.
Hi, everyone. So I just want to tell you a little story. My husband and I met in a little tiny bar on Frenchman Street in New Orleans in 2005 when I was going to college there. And when he asked me where I was from, I said, "I'm from Queens." He said, "Oh, the Mets are my favorite team." And I said, "Really? Why?" You know, I'm from Flushing, and I don't even feel that way, I don't think. And all these years later, we had this opportunity when Dr. Chase presented this event as a fundraising idea. I was so thrilled. I was so honored to be a part of it. I really, really loved working with her. Can't tell them everything. But when she said that we'd be able to throw out the first pitch, my husband said, "Oh my God, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it." And I know how much that would mean to him. But when Jonathan Cruz's name was selected, he was the first one to say, "Oh my God, that's the kid." His coach was talking to me about him. "Man, that's the kid." And he was so happy for you. We were both crying. Like, it just felt like everything fell into place, and we were doing this all for the right reasons. And I just feel really privileged to be a part of this process. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us that day. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Dr. Chase, everybody, the whole board. We had such a great time, and I just look forward to so many more events together as a community. So thank you.
On August 30th, like I said, we invited our staff, our faculty, our administrators back to school for the 2023-24 school year. But we also brought some of our scholars back to help celebrate the beginning of the school year. And not only did they help us celebrate, they kicked it off and gave us the energy we needed. Am I right, admins and those of us who are here? They kicked it off for us. So I am going to ask our lovely cheerleaders to please stand. Under the direction of Coach Diaz and Coach Diaz. And as I've said over and over and over, at Westbury, cheerleading is a sport, and we recognize their leader as a coach. There's a reason why I said that. So let me just tell you a little bit about our cheerleaders. Here's another one. Spoke to Tracy Province one night, and I said, can you do me a favor? Let's see if we can get the cheerleaders together to help kick off the 23-24 school year. I know they're in practice. I know they're busy. And she said, give me a couple of minutes. She went back and forth with Coach Diaz, and within hours, we had a cheerleading group. And in a matter of days, you pulled this together. So I thank you, Coach. I thank you for all that you've done, and you ladies were amazing. For those of you who were not at the convocation, you missed a wonderful celebration of the school year. But here's what they did. As teachers, administrators, custodians, clerical, didn't matter what you do in this district, as you walked into the auditorium, they were cheering them and welcoming them. And they made everyone feel as if they were walking the red carpet. So now it's your time to walk the red carpet, ladies. So I am going to ask Miss Abigail Cabrera to please come forth. Miss Kelsey Contave to please come forth. Did I say it right? Pedline Chetty? Chetty. Pedlin. Where's Pedlin? Come on up, Pedlin. Talia Ewing. Mia Gonzalez Hernandez. Melinda Joseph. Melanie Salmoran. Oh. Mr. Ewan would like to accept the award in Talia's behalf. Marilyn Nunez. Jalissa St. Hilaire. My birthday twin. And Julia Lara, come on down. We would also, the board and I would also like to thank Dania Diaz for all that you do and for putting our cheerleaders on the map. Our cheerleaders, everyone. I love that Mr. Ewan is in that picture. Amazing. I love it. Can you bring them in when you all do a cheer? I want to see them do it with you. Thank you, ladies, for all that you do. We appreciate you. You're welcome. Miss Denia Diaz, everyone. Fantastic. So at the convocation, I don't want you to think I do everything last minute, but sometimes ideas just pop in my head, and when they pop in my head, I gotta act on it, all right? So another person who I reached out to sort of last minute. The convocation was, I believe, Wednesday, and I believe the Friday before, I said, Mr. Costello, you're amazing. And I saw your rendition of September on Twitter, also known as X. And it was a great, I guess it's called a mashup, if you will. Yeah. Okay. And it was awesome, and almost brought tears to my eyes. And it was just so reminiscent of just the start of school year, and it was just great. And I said, you think you can put a band together, and do you think you can do that for us at the convocation? And he said, I think I can do it. And over the weekend, he sent me a text and said, I got a band. And we started rehearsing on Monday, and you pulled it off again in a matter of days, and you did such a phenomenal job. But his band wasn't just adults made up of teachers. It was teachers and scholars together. So I'd like to introduce you all to the September band, starting with Mr. Matthew Logan, who was on the drums. Come on up, Matthew. Yes, Matthew. Miss Marini Blair. Marini. What did you play? Okay. Marini was on piano, everybody. She said piano. Okay. Miss Sky Salako. She was on what? She was on piano also. So, Mr. Costello, I mean, the adults were fantastic, but we've got to give it up to our scholars for pulling this off last minute.
I just want to say they showed up on
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
like total pros. Some of us are pros. Myself, Dr. Pellet. I don't know if everybody knew that he could play the bass that well.
I was going to get there, but you got it. Come, come, come. No, no, come, come. No, come.
Oh, my voice is loud enough, I'm sure. Probably don't want to give me the microphone, but I just got to hand it to the kids because I got in touch with them on Friday to get them to, volunteer to play. I sent them some charts over the weekend and some resources to learn the music, and they showed up completely prepared on Monday. I think we ran it 2 or 3 times, and we were ready to go. So, absolute rock stars up here.
They were amazing, and you can check them out on social media. But there were also adults who were part of the September band, and the Board of Education and I would also wish to acknowledge them. Dr. Paul Pellick, I had no idea until Mr. Costello told me Paul Pellick is part of the band. Miss Tamara Edwards Wilson, I don't think she's here. Okay. Miss Sarah St. John. We're going to make sure we send her that love. Mr. Michael Rubenstein. And of course, who put this band together and orchestrated this all, our own Mr. Michael Costello. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one more. Whew, then I get to sit down. Okay. We are so, thank you, families. We are so lucky in the school district to have the Director of Transportation, Mr. James Popkin, to be a part of our Westbury family. James Popkin, who is our Director of Transportation, has been honored with induction into the New York Association of Pupil Transportation Hall of Fame for his remarkable contributions to the field, showcasing excellence and dedication throughout his career. This well-deserved recognition is a testament to his exceptional impact on the industry, inspiring his peers and making him an invaluable asset to the New York Association of Pupil Transportation. Congratulations on this prestigious achievement, Mr. Popkin. You are an asset to this district. When I first arrived, there's no surprise, we had a transportation debacle in August of 2021. I am still traumatized by that. I will never forget that. When Mr. Popkin arrived, I have very minimum phone calls about transportation. And the ones that I do get, they get resolved. We are so proud and so happy to have you a part of our family and that our buses are running smoothly. So we appreciate you and congratulations on being inducted in the Hall of Fame. I didn't even know that existed, but we're so happy that you were inducted and we all know that it is well deserved. Mr. Popkin, congratulations. You want to say something? Wheels on the bus go round and round.
Not gonna sing like I did at Dryden that time. I do just want to say, Well, thank you very much, Dr. Chase, Board of Education. I greatly appreciate the recognition, and I just wanted to express I'm extremely grateful to be here now, being able to provide a service to the Westbury Schools community, public school students, private school students, as well as our special needs students. I'm honored to be serving you, and anything I can do, I will, to assist you and ensure that you are getting the proper care that you deserve on our yellow school buses. So once again, I thank you all so much for the recognition. Thank you, Dr. Chase, Mr. Troiano, and the board. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks again.
Thank you, James. And to hear Dr. Chase was mentioning that when she first got here, transportation was a debacle, and it truly was an extraordinary event. But transportation until you got here has always been a debacle. And it's like the biggest problem you could have, and there'd be long lines of parents outside the transportation office trying to get their bus passes, trying to get their schedule right, complaining about buses not arriving or buses taking their children dropping off the wrong drop. So thank you just for straightening all that out. We are extremely appreciative of that. And for those of you who don't know it, Mr. Popkin is married to a woman who's also a transportation director. So I don't know what they talk about at night, but I bless you. Not too much information.
No,
okay?
no, I was just going to say most of our conversations do revolve around the bus driver shortage. Thank you, sir.
But that's a good point. Even though there's a bus driver shortage, all
Thank you, Mr. Popkin. And before we let all of you go, we've already thanked Jonathan's parents, but we want to thank all the other parents that are here that whether your child be part of the junior ROTC or the Dragon Harmonics, thank you, or the cheerleaders, we appreciate that it takes a lot out of you to bring your children after school to an event like this, and we thank you for that as well. We acknowledge you and recognize you as well. Thank you. Now, we are going to move to the action part of the meeting, which is where we actually vote on resolutions the board has to consider. And that's not going to take us very long, but I'm going to give all of you a chance to quietly exit, because we want all of our students to go home and make sure all their homework is done. So thank you all for being here, and we'll give you a few minutes to step out.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This was really nice.
You deserve it. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to give you an opportunity for that. We just didn't get that in the agenda yet. I hope it's not about busing. Uh-oh. Dr. Dickerson is not here this evening, so I'm going to blame him for this faux pas of mine. Dr. Dickerson is if he's listening, is the unofficial parliamentarian. He's also the official corrector of Robert Troiano when he makes a mistake. So one of the mistakes I made, was that when the board came out of executive session, I neglected to call for a vote to formally come out of executive session. So we've transpired a lot of business that really shouldn't have been done at this point. So I'm going to ask everybody to come back and we can do it all over again. Can I have a motion to come out of executive session? Been moved by Trustee Keynes. Do we have a second?
Second.
It's Seconded by trustee Wilson, I think, first. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes. Vice President Ewing.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries, I think, but I see counsel scribbling some notes. I don't know if she is trying to tell me something else that I've done wrong.
I have a motion by Kane, second by Wilson, is that correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay, Wilson on the second, thank
right.
you.
And just so you know, Dr. Bloom is acting as our district clerk pro tem, so he's making a record as well. While I'm talking to counsel, that's Candace Gomez, who is a partner at the firm that represents us. She is joined this evening by a newcomer to the firm, I believe a newcomer. Brand new, okay. And he also bears the Cruz name, is Christopher Cruz. Cruz is in hot demand tonight, so welcome, Christopher, to the Westbury School District.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Okay. We are now going to move on to the business of the school district, and we start that with the approval of the minutes of August 3rd and August 22nd. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of August 3rd and August 22nd?
So moved.
Been moved by trustee Quintanilla. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice President Ewing. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes. Vice President Ewing. And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. For the record, for the district clerk pro tem, please note that Trustee Bowling has just entered the auditorium and is now present for the meeting. Okay, we now open up the mic for questions or comments from members of the audience, and we'll also provide an opportunity for those who are watching on the live stream to ask questions as well. Yes. Need you to just give your name and your address.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mrs. Moffitt. I'm the current secretary of the PTA at Powell's Lane, and I'm here to address some concerns on behalf of the parents, teachers, and the students themselves. I have brought this up in the past to the previous superintendents, and nothing has been addressed. We had a heat wave the first week of school. In Powell's Lane, there are some classrooms that have AC and some classrooms that don't. Kids are sitting in classrooms sweating, and I want the board to do something about this, because it's not fair. My son came home every day from school with a headache. He has asthma. His pulmonary specialist is going to be writing a letter to the district and also bringing it attention to the district doctor, Mr. Marino, who is his former doctor, because this is not fair to the kids or the staff for them to be sitting, and AC doesn't cut it. My son tells me that he has to raise his hand in order to feel air. It's not fair to the students, while other districts around us are providing AC. They have a gymnasium that they use as a cafeteria. I was there myself for field day back in June, and I had to signal to Ms. Germain to open the window because it was tremendously hot in there. And I don't think that it's fair to the students while other people in the district sit comfortably in their office and our kids have to suffer. So I ask the board to please address this from now till the springtime or switch to remote learning. If you can't provide, whether it's central unit or even a window AC for these students, because it's not fair to them. As well, being that I have Mr. Popkin here, there's a lot of buses that do not have AC. This is also something that needs to be addressed. Kids are coming off drenching in sweat, and it's not fair to them. How are kids supposed to sit in a classroom and learn? I personally wouldn't want to. And as a parent, I'm gonna be honest with you, if this is not resolved, my kid will not be attending school on heat waves. There's a lot of kids that miss school. And I'm asking the board to please address this because I pay tax dollars just like everybody else, and this is something that should be implemented in every classroom, not just whichever classroom decides to have an AC. So I would ask the board to please address this. Like I said, I brought this up to the previous superintendent, and it hasn't been addressed.
Dr. Chase?
Sure. Good evening, Ms. Moffitt, and thank you for your concern. For those of us who are out
listening. I just want to comment, and then I want to share with you what we are doing. So I had an opportunity to go to Powell's Lane when it was about 94 degrees outside, and you are right, there are some classrooms with air conditioning, there are some are not. But I do want to give credit to the principal at Powell's Lane, because the auditorium is well air conditioned. It was actually freezing in there. And what she allowed classes to do was to go in and out of the auditorium as they needed, so that they can cool off, so that they're not sitting in those classrooms for the 3 days that it was warm. So I do share that experience, and what I did was immediately upon noticing that, I reached out to our board president and we talked about there's something we need to do. And then our new assistant superintendent for business and operations has already put in place a study that we're going to undertake to see how we can address those issues before the spring. And before the summer school program. So I'm going to pass the baton to Dr. McDaniel, who's going to share a little bit about what it is that we're already putting in place.
Works? Yeah, good evening, ma'am. And thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. And it is a very serious problem. We did notice the problem that was happening at Powell School. And upon our analysis, we come to find out that it was not just at that particular school, but it was kind of district-wide.
Yes, I have a high school student that's actually going to be speaking that as well.
Exactly. Now, upon that, what we have to do is when we approach this problem, we have to be fair throughout the district as well. So with the urging of the superintendent and the backing of the Board of Education, we are currently working on what they call an air cooling survey. What's going to happen is we're reaching out to our advisors, and what they're going to be doing, they're going to be doing an air cooling survey throughout all the schools. What they're going to do is they're going to go to each school, go to each classroom, to each building, and they're going to analyze what are the cooling units are available, and also look into what exactly the power, the power connections for each district. They're going to give us back that information, and they're going to give us options. And upon that analysis, we're going to get up and do it district-wide. We are very, very much, concerned about that,
Yes, because these poor children have to sit in a cafeteria eating their lunch, drenching in sweat.
Yes, ma'am. And once again, Powell School is, like you said, there are some schools that, classrooms that do have it and some that don't. But what happened, we come to find out it's just not a Powell School problem, it's a district problem.
Right.
So we are only addressing it. And what we're trying to do is find what's best for the district as a whole. So right now, we're going to get that analysis, and once we get that analysis, all the stakeholders are going to take a look at it. That's the superintendent, the cabinet, and the board, and we're going to actually go out and do what we think is best for the district as a whole. Okay. So we are addressing that problem, and we will be sharing that with the public as soon as we possibly can.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, because like I said, this has been an ongoing problem, and I have brought it up to the previous superintendents, and not only myself, but parents from the community feel like we're being brushed off.
Well, ma'am, you are not being brushed off. Since I've gotten here, this problem has been brought to my attention, and we are working diligently to get that done. Once again, though, we're trying to do it for the entire district, so that and be equitable to all concerned. So what we need right now is information.
Okay.
And once we get that back from our our architectural advisors, we'll be able to, with information, we'll be able to move forward with knowledge and fortitude, and that we can get up and now, fix this problem, but fix it in the long term. Instead of putting a Band-Aid on a problem, we're looking for the long-term fix.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And to serve the community as best.
All right, thank you. I'll let
Thank you.
high school. Okay.
Oh,
so it's also the high school as well.
Right, and no, we recognize district-wide. It was, when it was brought to our attention. And I just want to also add, because this is something that was not stated, when it was brought to our attention, not brought to our attention because it didn't need to be brought to our attention. When we realized that the temperature was going to be warm and there are warm classrooms, our facilities department literally went to Home Depot and Lowe's to purchase fans. They really tried to find some immediate solutions, and there were several fans that were sent to schools throughout the district. And I think they kind of emptied the shelves to make sure that they did that.
I understand that. The previous superintendent, Mr. Badai, did the same thing, but he had from that time that you came into office to fix the problem, and it's still not fixed. So I know that you will take care of it and get to the bottom of it, you know, because like I said, it's a recurring problem, and me personally, if it's not fixed from here till the summertime, I will not be sending my kid.
And I can appreciate your sentiment, but just know that we're on it, we're aware, and as Dr. McDaniel indicated, you know, we're just waiting for the results of the study. So we're
Okay.
on it.
All right, thank
All
you
right?
so much.
Okay? All right. You're welcome.
Mrs. Moffett, can you just give us your address? Can you give us your address? It's a matter of policy.
It's 7 Hillcrest Drive, Westbury, New York, 11592.
Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. All right, would anybody else like to come to the mic and make a comment? Okay, are there any comments in the live stream, in the chat room? I guess there are not. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Troiano. I do want to acknowledge our IT individuals who are in the auditorium. Today is National IT Professionals Day. So I would like to acknowledge all the IT techs, all the IT professionals who are here today. Let's give a shout out to those individuals. Under the leadership of Scott Van Kuren, we thank you for all that you do. I also would like to remind dads, stepdads, uncles, granddads, any significant male in the life of a child to please take your child to school on Thursday, September 24th. I think that's the day. Is that September 24th is Thursday? What is 21st? Thank you. Thank you, educators. You know. September 21st, each school will host activities for our dads. It's our way of thanking the males in our community for all that they do, and also recognize the importance for each child to have a significant male in his or her life. I understand our police department is coming. We have possibly some fraternities. We have different organizations that are coming to show their support to our children. Last year, we had an amazing turnout despite the torrential rain. Weather looks promising this year, so we're looking forward to seeing even more males in the community to come out to support Dads Take Your Child to School Day. I would like to just enlighten the community just a little bit on some of the work that we're doing in the area of curriculum and instruction, if I may indulge you for another 5 minutes. So, what's happening in secondary curriculum and instruction, Mr. Gallivan?
Thank you for the opportunity, and as always, I'd like to thank Dr. Chase and the Board of Education for your support. So it's, as I reported at a recent board meeting, we're undergoing a 2-year process to become an International Baccalaureate World School. And recently, last week, September 14th and 15th, we had a site visit from an IB consultant, International Baccalaureate Organization consultant, who came from Jacksonville to, it was a 2-day undertaking, and she reviewed aspects of the authorization process, as well as our achievements and work yet to be done to sort of realize our vision of becoming an International Baccalaureate World School. At the end of this 2-day visit, her feedback was helpful, practical, and practicable, and she also said, just quoting, that we're in a good place, and we still have work to do. And I want to shout out our high school leadership, our incredible International Baccalaureate Diploma Program Coordinator, and also our International Baccalaureate Brain Trust, our intellectually curious, motivated, dedicated teachers who've taken on this work with great energy and purpose. I'm not a man who counts his chickens, but I'm optimistic.
So am I.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's happening in the world of elementary curriculum and instruction?
Thank you, Dr. Chase. So this Since we started school on September 1st, our elementary teachers, K through 5, have jumped right into enacting all of our new programs and initiatives related to literacy, math, science, social studies, and exploratories. All teachers have launched Unit 1, the Literacy Lab of ARC Core Curriculum for all scholars, which really sets up the expectations for the year, establish routines and procedures so that we see success across the academic year. Our educators have also launched the Eureka Math Squared program this year, K-5, where all of our scholars are now deeply engaged in Module 1 learning, as well as our teachers engaging in professional development. We're also kicking off our beginning of the year assessments. We are currently in our window for STAR 360 for both reading and mathematics, as well as the early literacy component for our youngest learners down at Dryden Street. The data from this is used to track across the year, so we can actually go back and look at cohort data. So our current 5th graders, for example, we can see their data all the way back to when they were in 1st grade. So we can look at student growth rates. We can ensure that we're working towards reaching proficiency in accordance with the state as well as district level benchmarks. And we use that data to also inform our student placements for identifying students in need of intervention services as well as enrichment opportunities. And the last thing that we are doing right now, which is actually being done in grades 1 through 8, is we are doing our beginning of the year writing benchmark through No More Markings, which is working in partnership with the Writing Revolution. So we are assessing all of our students' writing on an individual basis using comparative judgment so that we are participating in what's called Writing Across America. So we're actually able to see where our students stand in their writing development compared to all students across the country so that we can provide targeted instruction to help accelerate their writing progress throughout the year. Thank you.
Awesome. We've been very busy in the area of curriculum and instruction. Thank you all. I'm going to also ask Dr. McDaniel if you can give us a budget update, please,
Yes.
as well as facilities.
Yes, Dr. Chase, I will definitely do it. Thank you very much for allowing me this time to speak. Thank you for the Board of Education and for all the members of the public that came out today. Our budget data for August 2023. Our starting budget balance was $191, $788, $599.83, right on the penny. We spent in August 2023 on various programs $5,282,944.28. And that leaves us an ending balance for our budget for the rest of the year, $186,505,655.05. That is the workings of what the business office is doing and the many functions when it's working for the district. Some of the highlights in the business office. On September 21st, 2023, we're going to be hosting our Health and Wellness Committee to change the tempo and to bring more public involvement in it as well. We're going to have the meeting in person for the first time in the last couple of years. And we're going to be introducing to our meeting and agenda Dr. Teresa Taylor-Williams from BOCES, the district's wellness consultant, who is going to be doing introductions on wellness and SEL learning at the beginning of our meetings. The flagpole that was malfunctioning in the last game has been fixed by our maintainer, Luis Romero. And also, at the very end, there were issues with our lights at the solar panels outside. We reached out to Honeywell, who was our energy performance contractor vendor, and they reached out to the contractor, and I'm glad to say that the lights are fixed, and we are inspecting the problem on hand. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Dr. McDaniel. We've also been busy in the area of personnel. Dr. Bloom, tell us what's happening.
Thank you, Dr. Chase. First of all, everyone, good evening. Oh, we can do better than that. Good evening. We're talking personnel now. It's time to get excited. So personnel department has been extremely busy from before the summer through now with our hiring. We've hired about 60 employees so far this school year. We are still looking to add certain positions, and I'm excited that tomorrow the Westbury Union Free School District, along with 35 other school districts, will be participating in the Nassau BOCES Employment Fair. And this is a different type of employment fair, it's not based around administrators or teachers. It's based around other positions that will help support school districts. So we're excited tomorrow to be recruiting for teacher aides, for school nurses. I knew I'd get a reaction there. School nurses, as well as security personnel. I see Jen in the back. So we're excited. So there are 36 districts in Nassau County participating. It's being held in the Freeport Recreation Center from 10 o'clock a.m. to 2 p.m. And we're excited to be recruiting personnel in the district to help finish our hiring and to set positions for the school year. So it has been a wonderful start to the school year. If you know anyone who is looking for those types of positions, please have them get in contact with me in the personnel office, and we wish everyone a great start to the school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bloom, and that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you all. We're now going to move to, for the board to vote on tonight's agenda items. And I'm going to ask for the board to vote for all of the resolutions at one time. But before we take that vote, I wanted to acknowledge some of the new hires and promotions that we have, and ask those who are present to stand up when I call your name. So we're welcoming a new teacher to the Park Avenue School. I believe she actually started already, but we are officially approving her. And her name would be Jacqueline Esposito. Is Jacqueline here? Hi, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, I just want you to know that that's my alma mater, so I'm expecting great things from you. Thank you. Park Avenue School. Or as Mrs. Dingwall used to say, the greatest school in America. And then she keeps coming back to be recognized. I don't understand it. Moving from provisional to a full-time permanent leader of the security force, Jennifer Doyle. Congratulations, Jennifer. We also want to recognize new per diem long-term substitute teachers. Tara, hope I say this name correctly, Tara Laganata. Hi, Tara. Tara, how did I do with your last name? Okay, thank you. Also, Ashley Blom. And Jesse Cohen. Congratulations, welcome, and good luck on our behalf. And I'm personally very happy to be able to announce that the new department chairperson of World Languages is Shirley Vargas, and she is here with us. Congratulations, Shirley. And then we've got someone that's entirely new to the district who's going to be coming in as our Director of Facilities. And that would be, and I think I can say this correctly, but I'm not sure, Pasquale. Now, here's the hard part. Romeo or Romeo? Romeo, okay. Pasquale Romeo, please stand. And Pasquale is being asked to fill in a really big position. This is a tough position. There's a lot of schools, a lot of acreage. Maintaining that is deserving of a man of your capabilities and background. I can say I've read your resume and your cover letter, and I think that you are the right man for this job. So we're happy to welcome you here to Westbury School District. And I would just ask that when we go into executive session, when we're done, that you just come back for a few minutes to say hello to the board. So, okay, thank you. Okay, before we take a vote on the items that are in tonight's agenda, I want to ask that the board table one item. That's item 9A. 9A has to do with the trip for the National School Boards Association. It lists the wrong place. It says Orlando, when in fact it should be New Orleans. But it also doesn't list a cost to that trip, and I think it's only fair, the board thinks it's only fair to the taxpayers to list what that cost will be. So we're going to table that until the October meeting. The trip isn't until April, and we don't actually have to begin signing up at the discounted price until December. So can I have a motion to table item 9A?
So moved.
Been moved by trustee Quintanilla. Do we have a second? Seconded by trustee Keynes. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
I believe trustee Bowling is hiding behind trustee Keynes. I can't, oh no, trustee Keynes, there she is. Trustee Bowling.
Aye.
Vice President Ewing.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. That motion is tabled to the October meeting. May I now have a motion to block vote the entire remaining portion of the agenda?
So moved.
Been moved by trustee Bowling. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by, I believe, trustee Quintanilla. It's been moved and seconded. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes. Trustee Bowling.
Aye.
Vice President Ewing.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Those items are now approved for a block vote. Now we have to take the vote to approve those items, at which point all of you that are still here, that stood a moment ago, will be formally and officially hired. Can I have a motion to block vote the items that were previously approved for a block vote?
So moved.
Been moved by Vice President Ewing. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Wilson. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Bowling.
Aye.
Vice President Ewing.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations to everyone. We are now going to go into executive session to meet with our architects to talk about how we might make enhancements to our school buildings to make them more secure. That's a discussion that we need to have an executive session because we wouldn't want that information to become public. We will be in executive session until no longer than 11 o'clock. When we come out of executive session, there may be one vote. And I should mention that we may be coming out to vote on, to nominate a current board member of one of the Nassau school districts to sit as a member of the, what is that? The NYSBA? The New York State School Board Association, District 11, I believe it is, to be a board member. We may be coming out of executive session to vote on that one item. That's the only vote we'll be taking, other than to vote to adjourn and to vote to come out of executive session and to adjourn.
We did a block vote for the entire agenda twice. We need to do a motion to approve.
I thought I did approve. Okay. So council is telling me that when I did do the vote to group all of the resolution items as a block vote. She says that I misspoke, and I'm sure she's right, when I asked for the vote to approve those items. I did not say the word approve. So we're going to go back and do that again. So can I have a motion to approve those items that were previously approved for a block vote?
So moved.
Thank you, council. Thank you, Robin, for
Second.
making the motion. Second by Vice President Ewing. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes. Trustee Bowling. Vice President Ewing.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. You are now, for the second time, official employees of the Westbury School District or have a promotion. Thank you. For the new employees, when we go to executive session, there is no requirement that you stay until we come out at 11 o'clock. You will be allowed to leave. Can I have a motion to go into executive session for the reasons stated before earlier and for the time stated? Been moved by trustee Bowling,
Second.
seconded by Vice President Ewing. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes. Trustee Bowling. Vice President Ewing.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. The motion is approved to go into executive session. Thank you all. And congratulations. He's having a good time down there, isn't he? I think he's in rare form. Okay, we call the meeting to order.
I would like to make a motion to come out of executive session.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Bowling, I think? Yes, okay. Ayes, trustee Quintanilla?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Keynes?
Aye.
Trustee Bowling?
Aye.
Vice President Ewing?
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. When we went into executive session, I said that the board may have a resolution to vote on, and that would be with respect to nominating a school board member for an existing school board member for a district in Nassau, to serve a term as the New York State School Board Association board member for District 11. We do, in fact, want to enter into a nomination procedure and then pass a resolution. As part of that, I need to read a waiver that allows us, a waiver of our policy that requires the board to be made aware of any resolutions to be voted on with a 24-hour notice period. In fact, this just came up today, and so we need to waive that, that policy. May I have a motion to resolve that for the September 19th, 2023 board meeting, the Westbury Union Free School District hereby waives the board policy requiring 24 hours notice of any agenda item. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved by trustee Bowling. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Keynes? Think? Okay, thank you. Ayes, trustee Quintanilla?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Keynes?
Aye.
Trustee Bowling?
Aye.
Vice President Ewing?
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. At this time, I will call for nominations for a candidate to serve on the Board of Directors of the New York State School Boards Association. The Westbury Union Free School District Board can cast one vote for one of the following candidates. Charmise Desiree from Uniondale, Mark Camberg from East Williston, Margaret Marchand from Locust Valley. Do I have a nomination from the board for any of the three candidates?
Yes, I would like to nominate Charmise Desire.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I close the nominations and offer and ask for a motion on the following resolution. Be it resolved that the Westbury Union Free School District Board of Education casts one vote for a 2-year term on the Board of Directors of the New York State School Boards Association, effective January 1st, 2024 through June 30, 2025, for Charmise Desiree Uniondale. Before we vote on that, I just want to make sure, and maybe if somebody can check the email, this resolution says it's a 2-year term, but the term specified only runs for 1.5 years. We got an email today about this. Maybe somebody can check and see what's listed there.
Okay, Candace is calling me. I'm just going to turn around, okay? Yes, he understands that. Okay, bye, bye. She said, remember you're voting for just one of those people.
Right.
I said, "You understand?"
Can you call it back? Because it's not clear.
It's not, I'm looking, she sent the email to me also. It does not specify.
But maybe she'll know, because I don't know if she just made a mistake.
Try
Hi, the resolution.
I ain't voting for you. Ooh.
Thank you, team. So I'm going to reread that resolution. We had a motion, we had a second, but let me and we're going to do it all over again, Dr. Bloom. Can I have a motion for the following resolution? Be it resolved that the Westbury Union Free School District Board of Education cast one vote for a 2-year term on the Board of Directors of the New York State School Boards Association starting January 1st, 2024, and that one vote would be cast for Charmise Desiree. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Bowling. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Wilson. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Keynes?
Aye.
Trustee Bowling?
Aye.
Vice President Ewing?
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Charmise Desiree is our nominee. May I have a motion to adjourn for the evening?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Bowling. Do we have a
Second.
second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Quintanilla. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Keynes? Trustee Bowling? Vice President Ewing?
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously.